Alright, welcome back to another video, everybody. If you're not familiar with who I am, you need to get familiar because I'm one of the few people that actually has a true edge in the market, actually trades consistently what I teach to you guys, and also actually has a consistent verified track record. Let's jump into it, guys. Let's dive into all the ins and outs of how I was able to identify a really high quality reversal in the market, how I knew how to buy, how I knew when to sell, all of this amazing stuff. So without wasting any time, let's jump straight into it. And first things first, here is the AMP live broker symbol here. So you can see this is real money. Okay. And here are those executions. Initially took a very small loss on longing the market in the AM session. Clearly, I was too early. Okay. This execution right here, I accidentally sold back the market, accidentally made some profit. So just ignore that. Just know that I took one loss. Okay, and again, it was an accidental profit that I made here on shorts because this is not my system or model. Fast forward, I'm not revenge trading. I'm not trying to impose my will in the market. I'm not trying to, take a bunch of longs after I lost one time, right? Trying to impose my bias. Clearly, I was wrong. But then I saw this very model in the market perform in the PM session, and then I knew this was my true opportunity to strike back in the market and make this a very profitable day. So as you guys see, I was wrong on the first time I anticipated a reversal. The market keeps dumping down and then creates a reversal after we hit a very specific level in the market. And this is what I'm always looking at before I anticipate a model number 3 back to the upside against those who are making money. This is the only time is whenever we hit a very key higher time frame imbalance, number 1, or an old low. That's it. Imbalance, old low from the daily, weekly, 4-hour, or 1-hour chart. So we're going to back it up here. And let's take a look at the daily chart. There's two things that I can see immediately. And the most significant that sticks out is an old daily low right here. This is from Wednesday, October 22nd, daily low. And a lot of people are going to ask me, and they always do, oh, but why this low right here? It's very simple, guys. Please do not overcomplicate it. We tap an old daily key sell side low on the daily chart, right? I don't know for sure if this is going to be the low, guys, that creates the model. However, I'm going to know if the model performs up off of this old daily low, if that makes sense. I'm not anticipating a model number 3 unless we tag an old daily low or deliver an imbalance, like I said. So this is what started my speculation. Okay, we reached a key daily low. Now I can drop down and reasonably anticipate model number 3 and go off of my checklist that my members and I trade every single day. So we tap this key level. Now what I'm looking for is a clear move signifying that large deep pockets are going to be a part of this move back against the grain. Against who? Whoever's been making the money in the prior session. Clearly the market's been dumping. Who's been making money? People short selling. Okay, and it's a Friday and it's time for that distribution leg back higher, and that's what I was anticipating in tune with model number 3. So we come down and tag this daily low. What was the candle that tagged this daily low right here? Which one was it? Bring your attention and eyes to this down candle here. This was your down candle that swept our October 22nd daily low. This candle drove us down into there. And then we have this huge impulse candle immediately meeting this sell side delivery. So as soon as we tag a key higher time frame level and we shift above the opening price of that candle, boom. There's the change in state of delivery, and this is when and only when I scale down to the lower time frames and look for my entries and find my very specific stop placement and my very specific take profit points. And no, I'm not going to teach all that stuff because that's going to be exclusive to the Discord and the ones who are inside of my group. Now, again, another question that will arise is, oh, how do you know which changes state of delivery to trust? Very simple. I have data to back a very simple, repeatable model in the market. I've traded this thing hundreds and hundreds of times, guys. I'm at a point where I've had so much experience. I can teach you guys the reins. I can teach you guys how to trade this properly. I can teach you guys how to be truly consistent inside of these markets. Now, let's drop back down to the lower time frame now. We have everything we need on the higher time frame, okay? Here's when things get interesting. Now I'm looking at market structure. What is market structure telling me, guys? Here's when the basic stuff becomes very, very effective. This right here, when we drop down below the October 22nd daily low, we create a swing low in the 15-minute chart. And then we create a higher swing low just above that. Once this candle closes, this is an intermittent term low cemented in the market. So not only do we have a clear change of state delivery on that hourly chart, higher time frame, and not only did we tag a key level, we've now cemented an established bullish market structure and can reasonably expect that move against this huge bearish grain. Now, on the opposing end, talking about market structure, just take a look what happens, guys. This is when I trade the market. This is whenever I'm always hunting assertively in this market, is whenever we have a move like this right here. And what do I mean by that? It's a very large down move, but along down the way, what did it do? Created a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, relatively equal highs, drops down again. So what am I saying here? It's generating a ridiculous amount of opposing highs. That to me is not clean, bearish opposing structure. That to me is prey. I want to hunt that. Because why? There's a ridiculous amount of stop losses getting trailed above every single time we create a new swing high. And we've reached a key level in the market. So I know it's time for smart money to go against that, sweep out the stop losses. So we have everything on the higher time frames established, guys. Now what do? This is when I scale down to the lower time frames and find my entry. It's not the other way around. I'm not scaling down to the 1 minute chart, right? And then, trying to incorporate other stuff. No, it starts from the higher time frame. That's how I know I can trust a high quality 1 minute entry, because the higher time frames are backing it. Wow, shocker, right? So here's when things get interesting, guys. And again, I'm not going to share very specific advanced stuff in here. I'm only going to do that for the Discord, okay? Sorry, not sorry. So here's when things will get interesting, okay? I'm looking at the previous session, okay? So here's your 9:30 opening, right? Pretty simple. Now what I'm looking for is what are the most significant highs that were generated after 9:30. That's going to be the ultimate target, guys. These relative equal highs were the first significant highs created and left behind in the New York session before we dropped off. This right here is going to be your lowest hanging fruit model number 3 target, this old swing high here. Okay, and again, I'm not going to get too in depth as to why these are the specific highs that I'm targeting, but just on a basic level, know that's what we're looking at, okay? Now we have potential entry number 1. Okay, we come up out of the low here. Oh, and how do you know which one to long? I have a very simple, systematic way of trading this. I have data to back model number 3 for years and years and years. Here we have it. This is a valid entry number 1. Why? Market is signifying that big players are behind this. We create 1, 2 fair value gaps right here with a really strong standout move right here. So this would be a valid entry. Just get past. Here we go again. We have a deep retrace. This is when a lot of people freak out and get scared out of the position, right? Not us. Here we go again. We have another large, significant, sustained displacement in one direction towards the drawn liquidity. Here it is. This is whenever my team and I, we took the long position because the timing was correct. It was in tune with PO3 and many other things that, again, we trade live every day in the Discord. And it looks something like this. This was our take profit level where we took at least something off. We paid ourselves something here, right? Because this is worth 141 handles, guys. This is nothing light, all right? Here was our stop loss, exact stop loss placement, very specific stop loss placement. Nothing random about any of this stuff, guys. This is the main takeaway you need from this trading recap, guys. Nothing can be random. If you trade randomness, guess what? You're going to have inconsistent, random results. If you trade very specific stuff backed by data, then you have permission to expect consistent results, right? Quite simple. So that's how I know the market. Like, I want the market to be smooth. I want it to prove itself. I want it to smash aggressively in the direction of my drawn liquidity. I don't want to see it like tiptoeing around. Like, look at this consolidation right here. I'm not going to enter on any of this stuff because none of it's like really standing out to me as light bulb. It's low volatile and it's just consolidating. Like, even this move right here, I wouldn't consider. Okay, because number one, the timing element's not there, and number two, look how like it doesn't look light bulb. It's not fast. It's not smooth. It's not aggressive. Fast forward, we consolidate, drop down one more time, and then we get that phenomenon. Really aggressive move, creating those fair value gaps. It's like, oh, why didn't you take this entry, guys? Very simple. I missed this original entry, okay? I wasn't on the charts. Oh well, right? And then I get my opportunity. Same premise as this, except I was actually looking at the charts, found my entry. We all in our group assertively took this, no questions asked, because it's, again, backed by data. We don't have to second guess it, guys. We don't. We're not doing that around here. So anyway, long story short, like you saw in the executions, we ultimately got paid above here for 220 handles, which is an insane gain, especially in a live account. So I'm definitely grateful for that. If you guys found this useful and insightful, you gain more knowledge out of this, hit the like button. I'll do more of these, okay? God bless. Take care. See you in the next one, guys.